Good evening to everyone and good morning from San Francisco. My name is Sanjit Sengupta and I'll be the instructor for your course on marketing of high technology products and innovations. I hope you can all hear me.
Yes.
Thank you. So I would, go over some Zoom protocols since we'll be using Zoom for much of this course. I would request everybody to keep their microphones off most of the time, but I would like to encourage people to keep their video cameras on because it is important for a teacher to be able to get the feedback, non-verbal feedback from students. So I leave that optional, but I certainly encourage it. If any of you feel like putting on your video cameras, please do so. Thank you, Pierre. Thank you, Tommy. And as a matter of normal, procedure, I will be recording these classes just so that there is a record of it. If somebody misses a class and wants to review the material that was covered, then this would be a good way for us to do it. So again, I ask for your permission to be able to record these classes. I see Luke. Thank you, Luke, for turning on your camera, and thank you to Julia as well. Let's see. Before I go any further, let me have one of my colleagues, Luke Treves, to please introduce himself.
Yeah, sorry, I was just sending a link through to Ollie for the meeting. Hi, yeah, my name is Luke Treves. I'm currently a third-year doctoral student at LUTZ. So I'm currently in the School of Business and Management, and my focus areas are on digital economy, particularly focusing on digital transformation and how that affects businesses and their business models. So I actually study on a different school in the innovation and entrepreneurship side, but lots of crossover marketing as well. So as Sanjit said, he's the lead professor on this course, but I'm there for everyday support. So if you have problems with your coursework or problems connecting to Moodle pages and so forth, just contact me and I'll try to rectify them. But yeah, that's for me.
Thank you, Luke. So did I hear you say that Ollie is going to join us?
Yes, I'm just about to send the link through. You just introduced me as I was about to send it. So I'll just send the link through and he'll be joining shortly.
Okay, thank you. So, there's a team of 3 people who are going to bring you this course. As Luke said, I'll be the instructor of record, and Luke is going to be my able assistant to help me through, all of this and help you guys too. And then we have Ollie, who's the program coordinator. So in terms of customer service, the first line of reporting should be for you to bring your issues to Luke. Then if those cannot be addressed, Luke will, escalate them to me. And if I'm unable to resolve those issues, then I will escalate it to Ollie. So that's the way this team is going to operate. And we've done this last year and many years before, and it seems to work quite all right. So let me go ahead and introduce myself a little more, just so that you know what you're getting into with this course. I was born and raised in Mumbai, India for 27 years. I have a bachelor's degree in aeronautical engineering. I have a master's degree in marketing, both from Indian universities. And then in the early 1980s, I sold the first personal computers to businesses and large organizations in India. And those were nothing like the laptops and tablets that you have today, they were not even desktops, they were desk under. Okay. So we had large towers which were under a freestanding under a desk, and I started my career selling those with 64 kilobytes of memory and two 8-inch floppy drives. I don't know if you remember those floppy drives, and we used to have to swap them in order to do any, data processing. So my job was as a salesperson to go to these organizations on a cold calling basis. We didn't have any internet, we didn't have any LinkedIn, we didn't have any of the sophisticated automation tools that you have now. But I had to go to the top of a high rise office building and then call on each of the offices all day to let me see somebody who does the accounting in that organization. And 1 out of 10 people would give me a 5-minute appointment, and then I had to convince them why financial accounting on a computer was better than doing it manually. So that was the start of my career in sales and marketing. I did that for about 3 years, and then I decided to come to the University of California, Berkeley, as a doctoral student. And I was there for 5 years, and I trained to be a professional teacher and a researcher. After Berkeley, my first job as an assistant professor was at the University of Maryland, College Park, near Washington, D.C. I was there for 6 years, and then I moved back to the San Francisco Bay Area, where I am currently. I'm a professor of marketing at San Francisco State University. This is the start of my 26th year at San Francisco State. And I've been in higher education now in the US for more than 30 years. And I've been associated with LUT since the year 2001. In fact, it'll be next month, October, that I visited LUT for the first time. It'll be 20 years, right? And Ollie, is Ollie here now? No, Ollie is not yet here.
No, he's asking for the passcode. We're just having a few issues. That's why I might be distracted typing. But
you have the passcode?
I don't know, so I'm just trying to work out.
Let me tell you what the passcode is. Just a moment. It should be, yeah, here it is. Look, it's 472384. 472384. Okay. So while we get that sorted out, let me go back to my introduction. I think I said I've been at San Francisco State 26. This is the start of my 26th year. And yes, I've been associated off and on with LUT for about 20 years. And I've been teaching this course at least since the past 10 years or so online, much before COVID. This was a course that LUT identified as wanting to have a lot of international content, as well as trying it out online. In the old days, we had lots of technical issues and low bandwidth, and people would get knocked off, the video conference. But over the years, we've certainly seen the progression of the technology to the extent that now it's pretty seamless. Pre-COVID, I used to visit LUT in the summer. We had summer school. I used to participate in that, and I would teach this course in the fall. So there I see Ollie. Finally, he's here. So Ollie, Luke and I have introduced ourselves. so far. So we'll go to you for some words, please.
Okay, so hello and welcome from my behalf as well. So as I assume many of you do know, I'm the program director of the MIM program, and Science and Luke actually dealing with this course unit. It's not me, but just and they introduced themselves already because I promised the password to get in, to be honest. So I was trying to get in since 8:03, but I didn't find the password, and then other problems occurred. But this means that hybrid is not always very easy, or online teaching is not always very easy for participants either. But just briefly about the course unit. So one of the reasons we do have this kind of course unit in the MIM program is that we do reside in the University of Technology. So we are within the business school, which is part of the University of Technology. And of course, we hope that you have certain interest on technology and innovations. That's one thing. Hopefully there's cooperation between engineering students and our business students, our marketing students. And in the past, it was a requirement in the MIM program that on the undergrad side of the international marketing program, the LUT, that one had to even study some engineering topics. So that was by default, not actually in the MIM, but the undergrad side. And this, of course, hopefully is a kind of at least kind of introduction to things, what you think if you market or sell, innovations, whether those are technological innovations and others, but especially technology innovations. And whether you wish to do more courses, of course, we do have innovation management elective. And, if you haven't done your minor yet, there are, of course, possibilities to look for engineering subjects for that as well. But that's kind of the positioning thing we are here in. It's marketing, but the focus is to a certain extent a context, and that means probably there's uncertainty among the possible customers, possible distributors, wholesale retailers, whether they adopt a new technology, for example. But Sunset and Luke will deal more with that, and so welcome from my behalf to the course, and welcome Sunset and Luke to organize the course this year again.
Thank you, Ali. So there you have it. This is our team, Ollie, Luke and me. We are so excited to bring you this course. Today will be a short session. We want to go over the course syllabus and build some realistic expectations for the course, go over all the assignments and things like that, and give you a chance to ask for clarifications. So depending on how many questions we get, I don't expect this to last more than about 30 minutes or so. But we are happy to stay for a whole hour. That's what we've scheduled this for, if needed. So what I'm going to do next is to share my screen and go over the course syllabus. We have the course syllabus and we have the Moodle website. And those are going to be our primary, platforms for getting you all the course materials and getting all your documents uploaded and so on. So let me share my screen now. Could you please give me a thumbs up if you can see the syllabus? Thank you, Luke. So there you have it. I'm more regularly in touch with my Gmail. I don't very often log into my LUT email because I'm only teaching this course for one semester. So I would request you all to please use my Gmail if you want to communicate with me. And as Ollie mentioned, what's different about this course? You've all you've taken some basic marketing courses prior to this, and all of that theory is still good and valid. What we've tried to do is, how does the marketing strategy and tactics need to change when you have to market something that is quite new and innovative and based on cutting edge science and technology. Okay, so we will get into definitions and so on, but basically you might think of what is a high tech product or service, that which is surrounded by a lot of uncertainty in terms of consumers not knowing whether this product is the right one for them, uncertainty on the supply side where even the manufacturers are not quite sure how this thing will work, and there's a lot of competitive uncertainty with regard to where are the new sources of competition coming from, and are they going to change the rules of the game. So the whole premise of this course is that some of the classical marketing theory may need to be modified when it comes to dealing with launching these new types of tech innovations and services. And they don't have to be physical products. We will cover services in this course as well. So just to go over the learning outcomes, these are important. This is what you as students have to get out of the course. So let's go over this. You will find out what are the distinguishing characteristics of the high-tech marketing environment. You will evaluate marketing strategies in these environments. So some modifications that need to be made to the strategy. You will develop and evaluate marketing strategies and make marketing decisions. So we are training you to be business managers. And part of the uncertainty is limited information. So how do you make decisions with limited information under uncertainty? That's going to be an important aspect of this course. You're going to solve some real life problems through case studies. You're going to apply and develop these skills in theory application, problem solving, information acquisition, analysis, and communications. And I want to emphasize the communications aspect of it. This is supposed to be an international course. There are presumably people from different countries and backgrounds involved. And it is my deep experience that the people who eventually rise up within organizations are not the ones who have domain specific expertise, but the ones who have good communication skills. Everybody needs domain expertise when you start out early in your career. You're either in sales or you're in marketing or you're in engineering or manufacturing. But in all of these functions, the people who rise to leadership positions eventually are those who write well and speak well. And so there'll be a fair amount of emphasis on that in this course. And then finally, we want to use the technology of video conferencing and, all of our networking to develop these kinds of intercultural competencies to be comfortable in working in a global business environment. And so if we have people from different countries and different cultures, we'll try to mix up the teams to whatever extent we can, following principles of diversity and inclusion. And then, of course, you know that this is going to be a fairly intense course, right? There's going to be 4 webinars, which are more theory kinds of discussions. And then there are going to be 3 seminars where, we will discuss cases, and it's all going to be done through Zoom. And as Ollie mentioned, the nature of technology and uncertainty is that we should be prepared that some unanticipated glitches can occur, right? But we have to be able to recover from them. So one of the most common things that happens is that somebody might get knocked off due to low bandwidth. Well, don't panic, just come back and log in again, right? So as I mentioned earlier, we are going to record each of these sessions. So if you happen to miss out on something, you could always go back and review the video recording. But I think it's worked quite well in the past, and I look forward to working with you more on this semester. You know, the syllabus that I'm going through, it's a contract between student and instructor. My job is going to be to deliver all the content and make sure you make good progress through it, and to review and grade all your assignments. And your job is to do the readings and the assignments, right? So that's why I'm spending a little bit of time up front on the course syllabus, so that you have realistic expectations of what's involved. So here are some of the requirements. I'm not going to go through each of those in great detail, but yeah, I'd like to comment a little bit on the downside of the internet, if I may, which is that, there's a lot of information, as we know, available, but all of it is not of uniformly good quality, right? And indeed, I have to say that upfront, that some of these cases, although they are pretty recently written cases, it's quite likely that you will find other people's solutions. These cases are done at numerous universities all over the world, and students submit papers in to all of these things. And there are even some professional companies which provide case solutions. So, I'd just like to discourage anybody from going down that path of trying to find relevant material written by other people and including it in their case write-ups. First of all, you're shortchanging yourself, because you are the consumers of this course. You're investing a lot of your time and effort, and possibly money if that's involved. And so you need to get the most out of it. So if you borrow and cut and paste from other sources, it doesn't serve you well at all. And secondly, remember that we have a tool called Turnitin, which is a very sophisticated software where your submission is compared to everything else that was ever written about that topic, and it flags an overlapping index. And with my long years of grading experience, I can easily tell whether somebody's borrowed material from other sources, or even borrowed material from each other in the class. So I'd like to discourage that. If at all you want to bring in any external material, please reference that with a footnote so that we know it's from. But if you don't footnote your material, that means it's your original work, and that opens you up to, if it's borrowed from somewhere and not cited properly, then that might be considered plagiarism. So we want to discourage that up front. Then you have all the grading weightages, right? The homeworks are done every week, or every 2 weeks, I believe. They are on the concepts covered in the chapter, as well as the videos. Then you have written case assignments, 3 of them. Now, Luke will be dividing you up into teams, and we may take a couple of weeks to do that, because we still don't have stability in the number of students. There may be a few students joining late, or some others dropping out. So eventually, Luke will form teams, and each team has to do 2 written reports and 1 video presentation. So there are 3 cases assigned through the semester. Each team has to write 2 of them as memos and then do 1 of them as videos. And you will get a chance to select that which one you want to do as a video. We follow the standard LUT grading scale, so you can familiarize yourself with that. Let me say a few things about the course materials. You know, I have to admit that the book is quite old now, and we have not been able to update it because one of our co-authors, Stan, he passed away untimely. So we haven't been able to update that. The theory is still good. It's the examples that are dated. However, the videos that I have made and posted are much more recent and take stock of recent examples. Also, during our webinars, when we discuss the theory, we will bring in more recent examples. So again, the book is what it is. It is a little bit dated. I don't insist that everybody buy that. Use it as a reference material. I hope you can get hold of a copy maybe from the library. But the video lectures summarize everything that's important in the chapters. So that's what I would recommend more emphasis on. There's PowerPoint slides that we've posted on Moodle, and there are some other articles. We've now included a 4th webinar on AI and machine learning, and towards the end of the course, and that one has some recent articles which you can get access to, as well as all the cases. Luke will order the cases and post them in Moodle so that you can download them. And then we have some deadlines when the written homeworks are due. You might want to make these as calendar entries. The homeworks will have the deadline prior to the webinar. So your first homework is due a week from today, 13th of September. The second homework, 27th of September. The third homework, 11th of October. And then there are these 3 cases. Very interesting cases. This year I've chosen all 3 new cases. We are using Zoom right now, and I'm sure we've all been using Zoom for, during the COVID pandemic. So it's a product we're familiar with. So this will be a good case on the unanticipated runaway success of Zoom due to the pandemic and still some of the challenges they have to handle. Then we have L'Oreal USA's digital marketing experience. And then we have a case from the healthcare industry, Verily, which is a business unit of Alphabet, the parent company of Google, how they are using machine learning for healthcare applications. And in the seminars, which are in the second half of the course, we will go over the cases. And then there's one final exam on the 16th of December. And then we have all the detailed week by week topics. I'm sure you've been able to go through those, as well as some guidelines for the assignments. And then there's a good note on the introduction to the case method. I won't read that. Today we have the 3rd webinar has some time to discuss the case methodology. And indeed, you know that different courses and different instructors handle cases in a different way. So this note is very important for the way we will handle the cases in this particular course. So we will spend a fair bit of time on this in the webinar 3. And then we have some rubrics, the assignment guide for your case reports. You will be You will be evaluated for the structure of the presentation, your creativity, analysis, and feasibility. You'll get a raw score out of 16, as well as I will make qualitative comments in the margins of your reports. This workload report is for the teamwork. You have to fill this out at the end of the semester. So that in a nutshell is the syllabus. Let me now pause and turn it over to you to ask any questions or clarifications you have. Again, the purpose is to make sure you're well-informed consumers before you decide to go ahead with this course and participate in it. So I will be quiet for now. You can either write your questions in the chat, or if you feel like, you can turn your mic on, and you're welcome to use the mic as well, one at a time.
Your microphone's turned off, Sanjit.
Yeah, thank you, Luke. Tam, thank you for posting the first question in the chat box. How can I post my answer to the case for home assignment 1 on Moodle? It said I cannot post. So I'll turn it over to Luke for a response on this. Maybe the date and time has to be turned on, Luke?
Yeah, I'll double check after the session. They should be, as far as I was aware, is open, but it might be a technical glitch. So I'll rectify that straight away after this session. If it persists after today, just let me know, but I'll have a look into that straight away.
Yeah, I just went to Moodle and I can see that the welcome message and the course introduction are bolded more than the homework. So maybe we just need to make it visible. Tam says, it says you're not able to create a discussion because you're not a... Oh, maybe I have to create a discussion. So I'm going to share my screen again. So here is the discussion area, right? And then the students are not able to put a reply to this. Can somebody try to post a reply to, just a dummy reply to this discussion post? Tam says you're not able to post a reply.
There's not a box at the bottom. There's usually a free text box at the bottom of these pages that allow you to enter. So as you've set it up, Sam, I'll have a look and see if I can rectify the problem. But I think as the person who set up this page, it's something you will need to.
Okay.
I'll look into how it's done and I'll let you know if I can't do it.
Okay. So thank you, Luke, and thank you, Tam. We'll fix this. Okay. So give us a few minutes to do this. Maybe if Luke can't do it right now, I'll have to do it because I may be the host or something like that. So I will do it right after this is over, and then I will send out a message to everybody. So very good, but that's exactly right. The place where you're supposed to, choose your concept and write 3 things about it for every homework. What's your understanding of the concept? Why is it important for a high-tech marketer to know the concept? And then can you provide a real example of a company, product, or brand that has used this concept to their benefit? So it shouldn't be a long answer, just 3 short paragraphs will do. Let's go to some more. Yes.
Oh, sorry, actually, I have worked out how it's been done in the past. What you need to do, there should be an option at the very top of the page when you click onto the discussion area that says add a new discussion topic. If you click onto the add new discussion topic, in the subject you type in the example or the topic that you're going to discuss, and then in the message type your response, and then click on post to forum. Then that's how we see your response to the discussion.
let me demonstrate that again by sharing the screen. So once you get here, then click on this, add a new discussion topic, then choose your topic. Maybe it's market uncertainty you want to write about, right? And then start typing in your answer, XYZ, and then post to the forum. So now you can see that there is something called market uncertainty. Okay. So I hope that helps. Now I'll just go back and delete mine because I don't want that to confuse anybody. Should I leave it up there or should I delete it? Luke, what do you think?
I would delete it, but I think Tam's got another issue, maybe have a different issue, and is asking to share the screen. So,
okay, let me go back here. Okay, please go ahead, Tam, share your screen. So in their case, they are not able to see the add a new discussion topic.
Yeah, we do see your screen, Tam. Thanks. Yeah, I'm not sure what the reason for that is. I'll have to look into it a bit further to find out. If I just take a screen. Yeah, let's take a picture of the screen so I remind myself. Won't be a second. Yeah, I'll have a look at that after. I'm not sure the reason for that. So
okay,
I'll try to rectify that shortly. And I'll post once I've rectified it. I'll post a note in the notice board so you're all aware that has happened.
Okay, so Tam, you can stop sharing your screen now. Thank you. So we need to fix that. We'll do that after this session. Let's go to some other questions or comments or observations. I'm just curious to know how many non-Finnish students we have in this course, just to get a sense of the, number of people from different countries. So if you are from another country, could you put in the chat box which country you're from? That would be interesting for Luke and me to know, and Ollie as well, I suppose. Okay, we have Stefan from Bulgaria, Pankaj from India, Julia from Germany, very good. Zewei from China, very good. Pierre from France, excellent. So isn't it wonderful that despite the pandemic, we can still come together to have this community of learning on a global basis? Lisbeth from Netherlands and Sweden, welcome. So that's really the unique aspect of studying at LUT, is that you have the experience of getting to know so many people from so many different countries.
We have unfortunately a little bit less this year as well last year than normal, but that's of course because of the pandemic, and we don't take any exchange students this autumn, but in the spring we do. So that's the LUT policy at the moment.
So all these folks are degree students at LUT, is it?
Yes.
Julia, did I see
double degree students as well? Yeah.
Julia, did you say you were nodding your head? So was that a yes or a no? In terms of, are you a master's student?
Yes, but I'm one of the double degree students.
Okay, what double degree?
Master in International Management, Marketing Management, so the MEAM program.
And the second one?
It's International Marketing and Business Development.
So we have double degree students only here for this autumn as well. Then they will be back and in respective institutions. But yeah, but in a way, everybody is a degree student at the moment, because I assume Erasmus students did part a bit too much last year during the times of COVID in Finland. Unfortunate, but that's the decision for this autumn.
And then for the students who are from Finland, I'd just like to know which places you're from. I'm quite familiar with some of the places, in the center and south. I haven't been up north very much, but if you could just say thank you. Ate is local from Lappiranta, and we have Tommy from Espoo, Petri from Vanta near the airport, Robert from Espoo, Helsinki, Vanta, Jyväskylä, Soderkylä. That's not one place I'm familiar with. Henrika, could you please tell me where Soderkylä is?
It's close to Helsinki.
Okay.
It's like a neighbor, or like Soderkylä is located in Sipoo, which is neighbor
Okay.
to Helsinki.
Very good. So we have Lina from Tampere, Anina from Helsinki, but living in Lappiranta. Very good. Nobody from Turku area. Okay. And Pankaj is in Vaucluse, close to Kuopio. Kuopio I see on the train line, right? From Helsinki to Lappiranta, we have to go through Kuopio, or is it there is another train you can take from there to Kuopio?
I think there is another train. I think there would be another train. So Kuopio is more towards central Finland, in the northern part, and to come to Varkaus from Lappiranta, I have to change 2 trains.
Okay. Very good.
Actually, if I can ask a question in the same vein. So the reason I'm a business analytics degree student at LUT, and presently I'm doing my thesis in Varkaus in a company which is into a new energy storage technology. My thesis is more on the technical side, but since I have been last 5 months working on this new technology, and I learned about this course, so I thought it might be a good combination to pursue this course and kind of understand. This is like this is an energy storage technology. It is like a big process. It is not a product technology. It is like a big process technology. It's like a factory in itself, that energy storage. And I was wondering if I'm doing the right connection here in taking this course.
Okay, so let me try to answer that. So your degree is in business analytics. So the thesis will be something to do with business analytics?
It's so my bachelor's degree is in electrical engineering, and I have some previous experience. And so interestingly, I got this good opportunity where I'm able to apply business analytics concepts as well as it's deep into the electrical domain. So
what is the focus of the thesis? What problem are you trying to solve?
Yeah. So the electrical grid has a requirement of a property called inertia, and with more renewable technology, this inertia in the grid decreases. And there are 2 options. One, the option that is being considered more prominently is batteries. But now I am considering this technology as a provider of inertia to the grid. And so it's a comparative analysis between battery versus it's called a liquid air energy storage. So which of the two inertia sources is more beneficial for the grid, or how do they compare technically?
Okay, so definitely it sounds like a very high tech, high tech innovation using some cutting edge science and engineering concepts. So I would categorize it as something high tech. Now, this course will actually leapfrog and take you into the commercialization aspect. If you were to bring this to market, what are the challenges and how would you deal with them? What kinds of decisions can you make even when there is very little data available with regard to commercialization, right?
Right.
So if at all you or your company sponsor is interested in exploring that part of it, and frankly it may be too early, right? But certainly you will get the knowledge and skills of what are the business issues that you're likely to face when it comes closer to launching the product.
Right. Yeah.
So I think it could be helpful.
Okay, good to know that, and also interesting to meet this diverse group, because our courses till now have been technical, so it would be good to have some more managerial flavor to it. Thank you.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I want to go to Tam's question next. I see that there's a group video presentation. I found no info regarding this one, such as topic, deadlines, how to do it, where to post it, etc. Okay, so again, we are not opening up all the tabs of the Moodle yet, but from the first case, whenever it's due, there'll be a couple of teams that have to do the case report as a video presentation. So it's very similar in content to the assignment which describes the case report, except that instead of submitting a written report on the case, you will be making a video presentation about 15 minutes where you have to define the problem in the case from the protagonist's perspective. You have to discuss some alternative solutions to the problem and analyze their pros and cons, and then you have to make some recommendations. So again, it's a case assignment. It's the same case that has been assigned, of the three, like there's the Zoom case, the L'Oreal case, and which was the third case? I forget. Those three cases are the ones that will be, some teams will do the written report and some teams will do the video presentation. And we will provide more detail once the teams are formed, because we haven't yet formed the teams. There is nothing to choose yet, but that will be done. Luke, you have any time frame in mind when you would like to sort of form the teams based on your experience from last year?
I'll probably do it in the next couple of weeks, probably after the first webinar, the first official webinar, so it gives enough time for the numbers to settle, and then we have some idea of those who can, or as you said earlier on, that any possible late, or people have I know a couple of people have had problems getting using Sysor to log on, so there might be a few more that pop up, or as you say, people who might drop off. So I think in the next couple of weeks, slightly after, possibly for the next session, so at least in the next 2 weeks, I'd say.
So Tam, I hope that helps, but please feel free to ask more questions. Here's a question from Rusa. Elena had a question. Did I miss that? Did I miss Elena's question? Here. How many words should the essay be? Can we reserve topics in advance to avoid overlap? So, as I said, I don't have a word limit, but these are, you know, very pointed questions. They should be just 3 short paragraphs. One paragraph on your understanding of the concept, one paragraph on why is it important for a marketeer to know this or how will they use it, and third, give an example of a company, product or brand that has used this concept. So again, I leave it to your you know, good judgment. It's not supposed to be a data dump of everything you know about marketing or that chapter, but you just have to answer the question. And then when it comes to reserving a topic, you know, I guess you could do that, you know, just post the topic you've chosen and then come back to it before the deadline is over. That would be fine. But I do want everybody to cover the whole range of topics, then multiple people writing on the same topic. So thank you, Ruza, for reminding me that I overlooked a question again. I did that unintentionally. I want to address every question in the chat, but sometimes things go quickly and I'm doing multitasking, so I might miss something, but absolutely feel free to, you know, bring things to my attention or interrupt me at any time. We have about 8 minutes. If anybody has any additional questions or clarifications they need. So Ollie, this autumn everything is online, or are the students able to meet each other and you know, do some things in person as well?
We do operate in the hybrid mode, so certainly some courses will be fully online, but actually quite many of them, the Masters in Internet Semantic Management courses, will be in the hybrid form. So those who are present at LUT will have opportunities to meet each other. We do have the mask policy in the classrooms, and only 50% the capacity is used. And I realized that I have many more students in Internet Answerment Challenge, for example, than there will be places in the classroom at the moment. But I have an understanding some of the students will be, you know, taking part from the distance. So hopefully we can fit in.
Thank you. So Petri, you asked this question, can we form the groups by ourselves? And the answer is no, because, you know, we want to mix up people and we want to have that kind of communication and other challenges that you would have in the workplace where you don't get to choose who your team members are. So we you know, Luke will form the teams and then this will be posted on Moodle. Other questions? I don't see. Oh, here's one from Maria. Will the Moodle issue be fixed collectively or separately for those who brought it up? It will be fixed collectively and then Luke will inform the whole class.
Yeah, so I am trying to fix it at the moment, but I haven't seemed to work out a workaround at the moment. So I'll fix it by tomorrow morning, but I'm going to try and sort it out now. But sorry for that.
I don't see any more questions or comments. Would Luke or Ollie like to make any closing comments?
Just briefly, of course, this is one of the online courses we do. Normally, we would do that even when it wouldn't be the COVID-19, but clearly, of course, if you have any kind of insights, you're taking courses in different institutions as well, assuming all the time. So when you have the feedback questionnaire in the end, so whether you have some ideas for how to develop the online teaching, that would be the good thing. We may revert certain back to in class activities a bit more if the pandemic, hopefully it will pass quite soon, but some things we're going to do online in the future as well. So your ideas, suggestions are very important. And when the course does finish, in most MIM compulsory courses, you're able to get 2 extra bonus points out of 200 if you do respond to the feedback questionnaire. So then we get more responses and more feedback, and able to then discuss how we develop the courses for the next year. So theoretical maximum will be 102 in the end.
Thank you, Ollie. And I just went into the permissions of the discussion forum, and I did change for the students. Can Tam or someone check whether you're now able to add a new discussion topic? There's a whole bunch of permissions that I had to say allow.
Yeah, I think there was a problem, so I couldn't do it as you had established the forum.
Yeah, now can people see? No?
For me, it still says no permission.
Look, you can contact the online teaching help desk, and they can help to fix it if they are not tech savvy enough, unfortunately, this Moodle problem this evening.
Yeah, I will do, yeah.
But don't feel uncertain. You don't too much uncertainty about this, so you can contact the help desk as well if you wish.
Okay, so we'll do that. I think there's no more questions. So the action item for Luke and me is to fix the discussion forum, and for the rest of you, just start reading, start viewing the view the videos, and then in a day or two you should be able to start your homeworks. Okay, so thanks everyone for participating in a good introductory session. And again, Luke and I are really excited to have you on board this semester, and we look forward to a good learning experience for all of us. Thank you and have a good evening. Moi moi.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. See you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.